about saving might be the hardest thing about getting. Save is simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding driveways. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum relief.
Not available in every state. New customers getting taken with any discount by as the National Feature Savings Rate based on the by subject to terms and conditions. Offer following company and billing company affiliates from Illinois.
My name's Megan, and mine's Mara, and we all have a problem right now. We're represented by two politicians who don't believe you deserve the freedom to make your own personal decisions about your health, and they're risking the health and freedom of Alaskans. If Dan Sullivan had his way, abortion would be illegal in all circumstances, and he voted to defund Planned Parenthood's basic services, like access to birth control. Dan Sullivan and Don Young both voted to end the Affordable Care Act and protection for people with pre-existing conditions. And Young didn't even show up to vote on COVID relief funding. But fortunately, this election we can replace them with healthcare champions, Elise Galvin for Congress, and Dr. Al Gross for U.S. Senate. Al and Elise will fight for your access to healthcare, affordable birth control, and will show up to work for Alaskans. Paid for by Planned Parenthood Alliance Class serving Washington, Alaska, Idaho, Hawaii, Indiana, Kentucky. 206-320-765. Not authorized by any candidate, standard committee. Planned Parenthood Alliance Class is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Like anything to the Alaskans is responsible for the content of this advertising. Independent.com. No authorized by any candidate or candidate committee.
It's not what Dan Sullivan said that makes it convinced it's wrong for Alaska. It's what he doesn't say. He even proposed civil money. So Dan Sullivan has to come out against the law he so decided that this suckers and losers? Crickets. And now there's a court case that would end protections for pre-existing conditions and strip thousands of Americans from their health care. More crickets. It's time to send Dr. Al Gross to defense.
Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/KFQD.
Jerry Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins, confirmation hearing rolling on with Amy Coney Barrett. It's been a lesson for a lot of us. I did not realize that if you adopted a couple of black children, that means you're probably a white supremacist.
Well, yeah. Well, that
You're a colonizer.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. We're all learning, like you said, on the fly here.
Well, Senator John Kennedy yesterday brought this up to Amy Coney Barrett and got her response. I think you'll like the way he starts the story.
Some butthead professor at Boston University says that because you and your husband have two children of color, that you're a white colonist.
Colonist, my
The
bad.
implication is that you're a racist. And that you use your two children as props. You use your children as props.
Senator Kennedy, it was the risk of people saying things like that so hurtful to my family that when I told Senator Graham this morning that my husband and I had to really weigh the cost of this, it was saying deeply offensive and hurtful things that are not only hurtful to me, but are hurtful to my children.
Before she finishes, come back to that conversation. Oh, gosh. Do you have any idea what's coming your way? I think they did it after the whole Kavanaugh thing. And still, man, like, how crazy is this going to get?
Who are my children, who we love, and who we brought home and made part of our family, and accusations like that are cruel.
Yeah, they are. How low can you go?
Yeah, this is that critical race theory writer and professor who had said that a few weeks ago. Basically saying, well, just because you have adopted two black people, two black kids, doesn't mean you're not racist. Because he's on this kick that you have to be an active anti-racist. And basically, he just makes up new rules and says if you don't adhere to them, you're a racist.
Well, it goes in a circle. And if you are a white person, there's nothing you can do.
You know, this is the thing. With guys like him, this Kendi guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys like him are the worst types of teachers and social philosophers. And here's why. Because what's the hallmark of a really good teacher? And this could be with religion, this could be with sociology, philosophy, politics, whatever. The best teacher is somebody who's able to take a very complex thing and make it simple and understandable to someone who is learning, to a student, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy goes the opposite direction. He takes a complex issue and makes it more complex, which to me is actually, it's just really a drawn-out version of what Scott Robbins calls McGurkin.
It is
Right?
McGurkin.
You take something that is complex, that there are a lot of layers to, and then you just keep adding layer upon layer upon layer, and if you don't get it, it's because you're stupid and you're racist. Instead of actually collectively saying, this guy's full of crap.
Right.
What happens? You got school districts throwing this guy 20 grand to come and tell white kids that they're racist and black kids that they're helpless.
Yeah, that's the other part. That if you're black, you are basically helpless.
Yes, there is no hope for you. You will never be seen as an equal in our society. And I'd argue that's more damaging than what this guy's outlook is when it comes to white people.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean, I don't even know. I just heard the sirens. I think the woke police coming to get David.
No, well, too bad. You can't have me.
Thrown off there.
Officer Hirano is coming.
What? Dude, it's like some of these unhinged writers. And there were a couple at the Washington Post taking Amy Coney Barrett to task for the kids. And how, you know, as a society, when there is like an outpouring, and it's been really positive, and it's from both sides, like this is a remarkable woman. You know, whether you agree with her on every stance or not, the way she lives her life is something to be admired. And there are enough people that write for all these newspapers or different outlets that are so bitter about it. And then it gets to this part of messaging saying, well, and so you have to have kids to be accomplished. No.
No one said that.
No one said that. You're projecting. Okay? No one said that. It's they admire her for doing everything that she does. There are a lot of different moms that I admire greatly. Brilliant women, you know, that may have a part-time career. Or, you know, at a certain age when the kids got to, they went back to work full-time, but didn't go full at it. You know, all through, like, a kid's childhood, whatever it was. And how they look at this woman and say, no, this is all to be very admired. People have choices whether or not you're going to work while trying to raise kids, or if you have the means to be a stay-at-home mom. But it always feels like the women on the far left are judging everyone. If you don't do it by our rules, then we're going to criticize you mercilessly. No, everybody gets to live their life the way they want. And it just so happens, Barrett has lived a life that a lot of people admire. Freaking deal with it. So, thank you. So, this is the Mark the Guy Camping Robert Show. Hey, do you have a bunch of old VHS or camcorder tapes just lying around that haven't been transferred to DVD or digital yet?
You know, those tapes you haven't watched in ages, they eventually degrade. So now's a good time to get in touch with Legacy Box.
Man, I've got some of myself towing the rubber and bringing the heat, baby.
You've got old baseball videos?
Yes,
Seriously?
I do, sir.
We gotta see those.
The process with Legacy Box is so easy. You get a box, you fill it up, you send it in, they digitize it, then you can relive all your old glory days, Scott.
The dream is still alive, my friend.
Legacy Box is now the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos. We're talking over 1 million families. And now you and your family can start
Stick it in
preserving
deeper,
your
big
past
boy.
today.
Go to legacybox.com/MVCR to get an incredible 40% off your first order.
Buy today to take advantage of the exclusive offer. Send in when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/MVCR and save 40% while supplies last.
I can't wait to see if Robbins is as good as he said he was.
Even better.
Al Gross is pretending to be an independent.
the truth? Al Gross is a liberal Democrat. Here's Al Gross in his own words.
I will caucus with the Democrats. You'll see that most of my values are to the left.
So liberal Democrat Al Gross will empower the D.C. politicians who support the job-killing Green New Deal that would cost trillions of dollars, ban Alaska energy production, destroying thousands of good-paying energy jobs, and drive up the cost of energy for Alaskans. And if Al Gross is in the Senate, he will help Chuck Schumer and Bernie Sanders force the Green New Deal on Alaskans. Here's Gross admitting it.
I sat down with Chuck Schumer over a year ago. He felt like the Green New Deal actually did have more legs.
Al Gross is with the D.C. liberals, not Alaska.
I'm Dan Sullivan. I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Alaskans for Dan Sullivan.
The keyword is COVER, C-O-V-E-R. Enter the keyword COVER at kfqd.com for a chance to win money from KFQ.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Peter King in Orlando. COVID-19 didn't just hit the president and first lady. Their son Barron caught it too. White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more on what Melania Trump is saying about her son's case and her own experience.
The First Lady says her bout with COVID was marked by symptoms she describes as minimal, but that hit her all at once and amounted to a roller coaster of body aches, headaches, and the feeling that she was extremely tired. Melania Trump says she chose a natural route of vitamins and healthy food, apparently opting not to receive the treatments her husband received. She adds her son Barron tested positive after she and Mr. Trump did. That as a strong teenager, he exhibited no symptoms.
And she writes that their son has since tested negative. In an interview with CBS Evening News anchor Nora O'Donnell, Dr. Anthony Fauci is predicting a difficult fall ahead with more cases, more deaths, more risk for people gathering for the holiday season.
That is unfortunately a risk. When you have people coming from out of town, gathering together in an indoor setting, you don't know what the status of it is.
At the Supreme Court confirmation hearings, Democrats say they're not getting enough specific answers from nominee Amy Coney Barrett. CBS's Skylar Henry.
Judge Barrett continued to offer few clues about how she'd rule from the bench on key issues, but she did give her views on the powers of the executive and judicial branches.
You agree that the president must follow a court order, and the Supreme Court word is final.
As a matter of law, the Supreme Court may have the final word. The Supreme Court lacks control over what happens after that.
Judge Barrett also pushed to differentiate herself from her mentor, the late Justice Antonin Scalia, while defending her originalist interpretation of the law.
With less than 3 weeks until Election Day, aides close to former President Obama say he'll hit the campaign trail for Joe Biden soon. CBS's Ben Tracy.
The power of somebody like Barack Obama is obviously you could draw a huge crowd with him. He's one of the most popular people in the Democratic Party, probably second only to his wife, Michelle Obama. So we'll have to see how they make use of him on the trail, but certainly he would be deployed to certain states where they're really hoping to win.
President Trump campaigns tonight in Iowa. Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny is recovering from nerve gas poisoning, and he's telling 60 Minutes it was designed to send a message.
I think for Putin, why he's using this chemical weapon to do both, kill me and, terrify others.
The interview airs Sunday night on CBS. On Wall Street, the Dow closed down 166 points. NASDAQ lost 95. This is CBS News.
Good morning and welcome to CBS This Morning.
Join Tony DeCoppel, Anthony Mason, and Gail King weekday mornings on CBS This Morning.
This is CNET, and here are the stories that matter right now.
Google just unveiled a new Pixel 5 and Pixel 4a, both supporting 5G. Starting at $700, the Pixel 5 represents a chance for the company to revisit some of the missteps critics lamented with the Pixel 4. For a list of the new phone's features.
like a song. I want your belly and that summer feeling. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar. 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 If you don't wanna see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. I'm open already, so moved on. It's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. If you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you don't believe that anything can stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Aren't you the guy who tried to hurt me with the word goodbye? Though it took some time to survive, yeah, I'm better on the other side. I'm open already, so moved on. It's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you don't believe that anything can stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Where you left me at all. If you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything can stop me, walk away, you know how. Don't stop caring about me now. I might be better on my own. I hate you blowing up my phone. I wish I never met your ass. Sometimes it be like that, but I'm not myself the night you're gone. There ain't no way of moving on. I'm not afraid to need you back. Sometimes we both wanna love, we both wanna fly, we both wanna argue until it goes right. You wanna hug and kiss you tonight. Maybe we're both just out of our mind. Go tantrums, follow twisting up. No medicine is fixing us. Can't tell you why, but tell you what. You got me Sometimes it be like that, but I'm not myself. I choke on, there ain't no way. Moving on, I'm not afraid to need you back. Sometimes it be like that. I see which wasn't even supposed to be with you. And it gets crazy in the night. I cannot sleep, and I could keep you nice and
on Magic 98.9 Magic 989fm.com. Stevie's given her fans a taste of her upcoming concert film, 24 Karat Gold the Concert. A 90-second clip featuring Stevie making her stage entrance and performing Rhiannon. Previously, Nick's shared the full song performance of Gypsy. 24 Karat Gold was filmed during Nick's 2016-2017 concert tour. It will screen in select theaters 2 nights only on October 21st and the 25th, and then released as a live album on October 30th.
Hi, I'm Delilah, and I'm officially inviting you to hang out with me tonight on the radio. I love taking your calls and sharing your stories and chatting on Facebook. So won't you join me tonight at 7 on Magic 98.9.
Paid for by Independent Alaska, which is responsible for the content of this advertising. IndependentAK.com. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
It's not what Dan Sullivan says that makes me convinced he's wrong for Alaska. It's what he doesn't say. Ted Stevens opposed Pebble Mine, but Dan Sullivan hadn't.
and beautiful start to this Wednesday. We will see increasing clouds into the afternoon with chances for showers tonight. Temperatures rise to the mid-40s, then fall to the low 30s overnight. For Alaska's news source, I'm Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry.
This report is sponsored by Kendall Ford of Alaska. When you think trucks, think Kendall Ford. And 3 amazing locations in Alaska: Anchorage, Wasilla, and Kenai. They are your Ford truck headquarters, ready to get you into your next Ford. Get in on Truck Month going on now and get to Kendall Ford today.
I'm always amazed by how generous our employees are. I'm Tawny Crone, co-chair of the annual ConocoPhillips Food Drive. This year, in the midst of the pandemic, we've donated more than 1 million meals to the Food Bank of Alaska.